Let's learn how to create this motion graphics kinetic text animation in After Effects today. In this tutorial, you will master the effects control to create a text animation in Adobe After Effects. I will show you the exact keyframe tricks the professionals use, plus 2 crucial effects required to create this text animation. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start by setting up our canvas. We're going to create a 4K composition that runs for exactly 7 seconds. Next, we need to create 2 separate text layers and line them up perfectly on the screen. We would recommend to use digital rulers here so your layout stays as neat. Once your text looks just right, as a good practice, we will group the layers together by pre-composing them and renaming as Text 1 and Text 2 so our project stays beautifully organized. Let us change the duration for these text comps to around 1 second. Moving forward, we're going to build 3 new text layers. Definitely follow along with us on your own screen so you can master the technique. Now, we have to create 3 new text layers in such a way that they should overlap each other a tiny bit. Once that's set, go ahead and pre-compose them, and don't forget to give them a quick rename to keep things tidy. Remember, there's zero rush, so smash that pause button whenever you need a second to catch up. Finally, as shown, slide these 3 layers down your timeline so they start right at the 1 second mark. Now, let's drop in 2 null objects and place them right above our original text compositions. We'll trim their duration down to exactly 18 frames, sliding them right to the end of the text comps like you see on my screen. Next, just whip those text layers to their respective nulls. This is a lifesaver for keeping your timeline completely clean and organized. Let's add some cool effects to our text compositions to really bring this kinetic animation to life. First, we're going to grab the fill effect and drop it onto both text comp 1 and text comp 2 to set our colors. Next, we're diving into the transform properties of both compositions to generate our movement. We are going to play around with the opacity and position properties to get these titles sliding and fading dynamically. Guys, this next step is absolutely crucial, so please follow along closely. Don't hesitate to smash that pause button if you need to catch your breath or review your settings. To make the movement look smooth and professional, select your keyframes and press F9 on your keyboard to add easy ease. Then let's jump right into the graph editor to tweak the speed curves and give the movement that perfect snappy weight. As you can see on my screen, we are only adjusting the opacity and position properties for both text comps to keep things simple but effective. Now that the animation is applied to our first 2 text compositions, let's hit the spacebar and preview how they look. That is exactly the dynamic look we are going for. Now, let's add another cool effect to our last 2 text compositions, text 4 and text 5. This one is called the fast box blur. Go ahead and drop this effect onto both layers, one by one. To get the perfect look, set the blur radius to 2.3. Keep the iterations at 1 and make sure to check that repeat edge pixels box so our edges stay completely clean. With that set, open up the transform properties for these 2 comps. We're going to add keyframes to both opacity and position. You can see right away on my screen how that blur value gives text 4 and 5 a really nice, stylized look. To make sure the transition is buttery smooth, select those keyframes, hit F9 to easy ease them. And let's tweak the curves in the graph editor for that perfect snappy movement. Once you've mirrored these keyframe settings across both text 4 and 5, let's hit the spacebar and play the whole animation from the beginning. Guys, look at that! See how incredible this kinetic text animation looks when it all comes together. I really hope you enjoyed building this kinetic text effect. Definitely try creating your own version and play around with different fonts and colors. Drop a comment below to let us know what you think of this effect or ask any questions if you got stuck. That is all from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next motion graphics tutorial. Bye bye, keep learning, keep creating, and I'll catch you next time.